Hey kids, it's Mrs. Fravel. How are you? Good, glad to hear it. Okay, so we're going to wrap up the pelagic environment this week. I have so much more I wanted to teach you guys, but I think we're out of time. And I mentioned that I was going to also teach you guys about turtles in this week, but I think we'll just stick with whales because there's a lot to do. And again, if you want to retake this class next year, because there is a lot more to learn, I would be happy to have you come back. If you're a senior and graduating, I'll miss you. If I have piqued your interest in the marine world at all, take more classes on marine biology wherever you're going. Everybody should learn about the ocean. It is the most important ecosystem right now. Okay, without further ado, make sure you got the fishes poster done for last week and take pictures of it. Can't wait to see your drawings. And let's move on, okay? So this week we're going to talk about pelagic giants, the reason everyone takes this class, right? Dolphins and whales and porpoises. These are animals in the class Mammalia, order Cetacea for you taxonomy nerds. Now let's begin. Okay, so order Cetacea, these are mammals that live exclusively in the water. They no longer go on land at all. Their physical characteristics include forelimbs that are modified into flippers. So they're what's analogous to, homologous to your front arms. Your arms are their front flippers. They have the same bones in their flippers that you have in your hand and forearms, okay? But they are covered in a giant muscular and integumentary flipper. They have hind limbs that are reduced to internal vestigial structures. What that means is they don't have hind legs, but they used to. 60 million years ago, whales started to evolve from a land mammal that was similar to a dog horse is the best explanation. They are related mostly to Artiodactyla, which is a group of hoofed mammals. They descended from the same ancestor and just decided and were able to exploit the new environment of the ocean by going back. They also have a big fin-like tail. We call that a fluke, and their nostrils are located on the top of their heads just to facilitate surfacing and breathing at speed while they swim, so they don't have to raise their head up the water like you would have to if you're underwater to breathe. They just keep swimming, exhale, inhale. Okay, that's their blowhole. They can have one opening or they can have two nostrils like we do. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pop out of here. Bye-bye. Okay, there are two big groups of whales, two different types of whales in two suborders, okay? One is the baleen whales. These are the big guys. These are the giant whales, and they are distinguished. Oh, by the way, if you are not right now, you should be doing the note guide. I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that at the top. There is a note guide linked below this on the Canvas assignment. You should be filling that in on Google Docs to submit as an assignment, okay? Okay, bye again, okay. Now, baleen whales are large whales. They have baleen in their mouths that they use for filter feeding. I'll explain what that is in a minute. They have two blowhole openings, two nostrils, and they are big. Big. The other group are the toothed whales, suborder Odontoceti. These guys have peg-like teeth, a lot like yours. They have a single blowhole opening on the top of their head, and they're smaller. Okay, and let's talk about each of those groups. Mysticetae, Odontoceti. Okay. So let's take the big guys first. Suborder Mysticetae, the baleen whales. These guys are filter feeders. They eat by scooping huge mouthfuls of water containing krill and other small fish. Then they squish the water out of their mouth through these baleen plates. Okay? So baleen is like your fingernails. It's made of keratin, the same material as your fingernails and hair. It's rather stiff and thick, and it hangs in these like pages, like a book pages almost. And they take these huge mouthfuls of water, they squish the water out of their mouth, and whatever is in the water, small fish and krill, is stuck to the inside of those baleen plates. The whale swallows and goes about its business. It can swallow a ton or more of prey in one mouthful. They do have very small throats, however. Their throats can be 3 inches in diameter. So they can't swallow anything bigger. So you're not ever going to be swallowed by a baleen whale. Don't worry. Okay. There are about 13 species of baleen whale with a lot of subspecies. We have right whales, gray whales, blue whales, and humpback whales. Okay. Why are these animals so big? Normally, we would be doing this in a lab in class, and I'm sorry that you guys don't get to do this lab. But essentially, they are big because they need to stay warm. If you've ever been in the water, it gets cold. And when you are big, you have less surface area to volume. So these guys have a lot of room on the inside of their body for blubber, which is fat that keeps them warm, and they are able to retain more of that heat in their body. It's not lost to the environment because they are big. It's the same reason that back in the Ice Age on land, we had big animals like mammoths and giant rhinos. They were huge so they could stay warm. Okay. Also, mass displacement. You guys float in the water, right? Right? So do these guys. And if they are large, or if there is less gravity, they can grow larger, and they do. And then third, it's down to that being able to eat a ton of food in a mouthful. They get a lot more energy per feeding episode, which means that they can grow a lot bigger, a lot more efficiently. Okay? I'll wait a sec so you can write that down, or you can pause this so you know that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to link these videos below this so you can go back and watch the videos, fill in notes from them, please. Here are some examples. This is a minke whale. It's closely related to a blue whale. They are northern whales. This is just an example of the variability in baleen. So this is a rorqual. I think it's a blue whale. Their baleen is a little shorter and smaller. And then we have this group of whales that includes right whales and bowhead whales, and their baleen is huge. It's very long. Okay, so go watch that video about blue whales. Okay, here's an adorable picture of the species of baleen whales. Blue whale, fin whale. Oh, they're so big, you guys. So big. If you want to know how big a blue whale is, go get a big tape measure, pull it out to 100 feet. That's how big they are. All right. Sometimes you can tell what you're looking at if you know what you're looking at. So, save this picture. Next time you go on a whale watch, you can tell the guys what you saw. Okay, that's it for baleen whales. Let's talk about the toothed whales. This is suborder Odontoceti. Okay. They are different from the baleen whales in that they have small, simple, peg-like teeth, and these teeth are adapted for grasping and tearing. They don't chew their food. They grab a fish, they shake it. If it's too big to swallow in one go, they will shake it and rip it in half and then swallow it one piece at a time, but they don't chew things. Their diet includes mostly fish, squid. They also eat bottom invertebrates. Okay. This group includes dolphins, porpoises, belugas, narwhals, which are the unicorns of the sea, sperm whales, which are the largest toothed whales. That's on your notes. And orcas, also known as killer whales, river dolphins. These are freshwater dolphins. They're amazing. And then also beaked whales. Okay. There are 2 videos. Again, I will link them for you to take notes. I'll link them on the assignment page. And here's what we're talking about. I want to direct your attention to this little guy right now. The vaquita lives in the Baja Peninsula, the Sea of Cortez. It is the most endangered toothed whale. There are 10 left, we think. There's a really, really good movie called Sea of Shadows. I recommend you go watch it and cry, but it's awesome. This is Fravel's favorite, the Dall's porpoise. Okay? Y'all know bottlenose. These are also spinner dolphins, Baltic Sea harbor porpoise, and there we go with a narwhal. That is a tooth. That is a 9-foot long tooth on male narwhals, just FYI, not a horn. Okay. Largest Odontocetan or largest tooth whale is the sperm whale, and the orca is the largest dolphin. These guys, sperm whales, kill and eat giant squid. That's why they're so big. Okay. Echolocation. Now, what is that? Echolocation basically is being able to see by using sound waves. Dolphins and porpoises do this. They are not the only animals in the world that do this. Bats do it as well. So do a few other nocturnal animals. How it works is they produce sound in their head. They have a region of their head called the melon, which is kind of hollow and full of oil, and they make these weird clicking sounds in their sinuses. That sound is amplified through that melon, and the sound waves bounce off of the target. There's my clicky finger again. Bounce off of the target, and the sound waves come back to them, and there is a region in their brain that interprets that like your brain sees sight. It's pretty cool. And they can also use that to tell how far away something is. They can judge by how long it took the sound to come back to them. Okay? This is mostly in toothed whales. They have that big structure on their head called a melon. Okay? Marine mammals, they exhibit some pretty advanced behaviors, especially the cetaceans, and these are some of them. They breach, that is when they jump out of the water, and can you guys imagine? That's a lot of weight to propel yourself out of the water, but humpbacks do that. Spying or spy hopping, this is where they just poke their snoots out and they'll look around. This is useful for when they're migrating or when they're looking for prey signals. They just, check out what's going on up here in the air. Altruism has been observed in whales and dolphins. There are anecdotal stories and scientific observations where people have seen whales and dolphins helping and saving other animals that are in trouble, including humans. Humans have been saved by whales in the past. And we consider that an upper level complicated behavior, and it's pretty cool to see in these animals. Also, a big one for whales is singing and language. They have complex languages. Humpback whales are most famous for their songs. We thought that the males sang to attract mates. Turns out they might be sharing and learning about local environment. And also we have discovered that dolphins and porpoises' whistles and clicks, it could be a very complex language. There is one researcher that has been working on decoding their language for 30 years. She does know that each individual animal has its own name. They name themselves when they are babies, and they identify themselves by that name. Okay. Behaviors, again, they also migrate. They mostly migrate from the warm tropical pelagic zones to the poles. So females give birth in the tropics, and then they and their babies swim for a few months to the poles, and that's where they eat. All the food is in the cold water. There's very little food in the warm pelagic tropics. Okay. What else? Mass strandings are a heartbreaking reality for whales. We don't know why they strand all the time. Mass stranding is mostly seen in toothed whales usually, and sometimes it's because if there is a sick member of a pod, the others will try to help it and unfortunately get stuck on the beach. There's a lot of hypotheses about why they strand. We don't know why. Another behavior that we see in them is grief. Especially when a calf dies, the mother will have a hard time sometimes letting go of a dead calf. This mother in particular, a few years ago, was spotted with her dead baby for months. So they grieve and they love and they communicate and they take care of each other. They're pretty cool. Okay, here's your assignment. I don't have time to run through it verbally, but I will on the assignment page. I'll do another video and just talk about this. This is all you have for the whole week. That's it. So note guide, worksheet, and then a Google Slides presentation, just so I can make you go learn more about individual animals. Okay. All right. Have a great week. Have a great day. Feel free to ping me at any time. I'm not doing office hours, but message me anytime. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.